Welcome to the rainforest of Borneo. Hi, I'm Stu. I'm a backpacker from England, going from Borneo all the way back to England by land and water, which is going to take me about another year. And I arrived here about half an hour ago in the lodge, which is not too far away. And it's a beautiful, beautiful area of the rainforest, which is just on the outskirts, and there is plenty of guest house, hotels, resorts around here. So, Borneo rainforest, it's the fourth largest in the world. Obviously Amazon is number one. It covers 57% of Borneo altogether, and that includes countries of Indonesia, Malaysia and Brunei, who all have their part of the island. The name of the area that I'm staying in is called Sepilok, and it's not too far away from the city of Sandakan, where I was staying before here. Now, in the lodge that I'm staying in, there is this map here, which shows you all the places that you can go and see in the local area, and they're all walking distances. Now, because it is now... Oh, hello. You belong to the rainforest? Nope. So it's coming up to 3:30 in the afternoon, and you have this place here, which is the first place I'm going to go to for a couple of hours before it closes at 5 o'clock. This is the Rainforest Discovery Centre, and I'm not too sure what I am going to discover. And then tomorrow I'll be going to the Sun Bear Conservation Centre, and then onto the Orangutan Rehabilitation Centre, and I'm going to try and all fit it into one video. But reading online, this is only 30 ringgit to get in. Well, there it is. So I've just bought my ticket. It's 30 ringgit to get in. You get a little leaflet to say 10 things to do at the RDC, and a little wristband to say that you're allowed in. Oh wow. Look at that. Right, here's a map of the area. Looks quite big. So there's a trail there for 6.3 kilometre, but I might do a shorter one because, oh, look at that size of that tree. Let's go and see where that is. So there is a chance that it's going to rain, according to the girl at the ticket office. I'm hoping it's not, but it is a rainforest. Now, this is only a 10-minute walk away from the lodge, so it's not too bad. There's a lot of people who have been staying in the hostel in Sandakan that have been down here to do tours, not just this place, but separate tours elsewhere, and they have cost a bit of money. So staying at the lodge in the rainforest is actually going to save me a bit of cash. Right, I'm just walking up here, and I've just seen my first monkey. You can see him. Oh, there's a few of them. Oh, it's hiding. Hello, mate. They're in the trees. I've seen my first monkey just coming in. I'm excited. Frogs of Sepilok. Now I never even thought about frogs that lived here. There's a few of them. If I was to give you any advice for coming here, and that is to wear trainers and not flip-flops, because the path itself is rather stony. And guess what I'm wearing? Flip-flops. I've just met a couple that I met in the previous hostel yesterday, who have been here since 8 o'clock this morning, going around the whole of this forest and taken lots of photographs. They told me that at 8 o'clock this morning, when this place opened, they saw so much. And obviously late on in the afternoon, it's got to a point where they've seen hardly anything, which is sod's law for me. But they have just told me at the end of this path there is a tower that you can climb up and see a lot of the rainforest. But you can hear the bugs, the animals, the birds. Beautiful. And here is Hornbill Tower, and there is a lot of stairs, but you go right to the top, so I'm going to climb it right now. So the tower is 90 foot in the air, and right at the top there was a lot of people taking photographs and doing videos, so it was very quiet, so I wasn't allowed to speak. But going up, the views were amazing. The sound of the forest is just stunning, breathtaking. It's everything you imagine a rainforest would be like. Going from there, just walking around, I didn't see anything. One of the girls did tell me, did speak, that there was an eagle's nest. So this is a close-up here, and that she has seen the eagle go into the nest and then out. So there's chicklets in there somewhere. But now I've come back down from there, and there's a little walkway which takes you through, and we're still high up. Now I am tempted to come back here first thing tomorrow morning, just for half an hour. Well, there's a little birdhouse. Oh. And maybe in half an hour I'll be able to see a lot more than what I'm seeing now. So there is an orangutan in the trees over there. I managed to get some footage, and I don't know if you can see anything on this, too far away, but I'm just going to follow this path round, see if I can see it again. I've been here for about 2 hours. It's felt like 20 minutes. I have just been wandering around, just looking up, looking down, looking for any animal. Unfortunately, I haven't been that lucky. tops of the trees, you see a little bit of rustling, you see the outline of an orangutan. But I'm just stood here watching this lake, wonder if there's any crocodiles in there, and I'm going to head back to the lodge. I am going to come back here, probably not tomorrow morning, the next morning, just before I leave, come for an hour at 8 o'clock in the morning, just to see anything, and hopefully we'll see some animals then. It's a new day, good morning, and I am on my way to the Orangutan Rehabilitation Centre. It's been a dodgy night of sleep, problems with the aircon, so I've slept in. Now it says that feeding time in the air centre for the orangutans is at 10 o'clock, and it is coming up to 25 to 10. That's how much of a lie-in I had. But it was also the free breakfast, which was a buffet, and because I'm on a budget, I ate as much as I could, so I am quite full. So I'm hoping this will last me till later on, till tonight. But this is my view at the moment. The rainforest. Now I was outside my dormitory last night, just looking up at the trees, hoping that a orangutan or any other monkey would drop by to say hello. But no, I think they just prefer to be in the jungle. So from the lodge to the rehab centre, it's about a kilometre. So I think I'm nearly there, but something to be excited about. Well, I'm here, and as you can see, there's a lot more vehicles than there was at the Rainforest Centre yesterday, which means this place is going to be busy. There's a lot of them. I just need to work out where to get the tickets from, and that looks like the place. So that's the Sun Bear Conservation Centre across there, which I go after here. We have a monkey in the middle with no head. So this is me in now. It's cost me 30 ringgit to get in, and then 10 ringgit to bring a camera in. Reception area is here, and feeding time starts in about 10 minutes, and it's following the bridge. So I'll have a wander down. It looks big around here. We're at the feeding centre. Be quiet.
no, quella grossa bianca.
Non quella rotonda, quella lunga.
Sì. Ma che ragazzo,
That was fun. I saw orangutans, male, female, and a little baby. Don't know if you saw the little baby or not. I've been there for about 20 minutes just watching them eat. But amazing. Now, as I leave, and there's still loads of people down there, it was really hard to get through to take any cameras, any footage, because I'm really small. People are taller than me, but one by one they started going. So I got some really good photos, and I hope that the video footage came out good enough. But there was only two. I would have thought there would be a lot more. So this is the rehab centre. I have no idea where this leads. I'm just following everybody else. And I'm hoping that I might see more monkeys in the wild. As you wander through this pathway, you come across signs like this. This is a set one I've seen. Hi, my name is Kalabatu. I was brought here just a few years ago. It just gives the story of how they are, what they're kind of to. So a lot of these orangutans are saved from the wild if they've been injured, they've got diseases. Yeah, really, really good thing. There's also signs like this one here, which is basically saying keep 15 meters away from any of the monkeys, otherwise they'll steal stuff. Keep away. I've just seen a sign just up there that said a baby orangutan will stay with its mother for 7 to 10 years. Wow. Obviously oh, it's a way out. Oh, that is it. There's the map. So I've just gone round. Wow. I wouldn't expect it to be that small for the price. So, to get my money's worth, I'm going back to the feeding area just to see if the orangutans are still there. But the looks on people's faces when they saw the exit sign as they walked up to it, they went, is that it? Yeah, I wasn't the only one. But yeah, so the rehab place is for orphaned orangutans as well. and they're teaching the life skills that a mother can't because they're orphaned. Right, I'm glad I came back around. There's a sign that was locked off before, outdoor nursery, which is this way. So there is a chance that the nursery will have little baby orangutans on their way to school. Oh wow.
Better you move up here, sir.
Yeah.
Don't stay at the ground there.
Everywhere around here there are lots of little baby orangutans in the trees. And all you got to do is just hear them shuffling. Wow.
வீட்டு கூட்டிட்டு போறியா வீட்டுக்கு வீட்டுல போய் பாத்துக்கிறியா
So this is coming to the exit, and even though it says Borneo Sun Bear Conservation, there's a polar bear at the back and the panda bear just there. This makes no sense at all. But you can adopt a sun bear. There is various bears for adoption, and this is the exit. This has been really, really good. Some bears just chilling, and when you look around, each section of the conservation area is built in, all fenced off, so we'll have about 4 bears per section surviving in that section alone, and it's to do with their stages of development after being rescued. But it's really interesting. Now obviously they've got a shop. There you go. Lots of merchandise. Orangutans, amazing creatures. And it's a small area, but they've got so much forest to rehabilitate in. And I'm going from the feeding area to the nursery. You know, I was lucky that I found it by mistake, but watching the youngsters, and their feeding time was a certain time, and then they went straight back into the forest, and it was just wows. And obviously because I'm in Borneo for another few weeks, there is 57% of the island covered in jungle. There will be more opportunities to see more wildlife, hopefully. But now I'm going directly across the road to this place, which is the Borneo Sun Bear Conservation Centre. Right. So this is the Sun Bear Sanctuary. Just down there is where they do the feeding, and I was lucky enough that I saw some. So this is the video that I took. We had to be quiet for the bears, and this place is just amazing. It's 50 ringgit to come in, which is a bit more expensive than the orangutans, but the money goes towards all the bears and the rehabilitation for looking after them. So you've got various places around here that you can go to. So it's the feeding area. You've got a walkway that goes all the way along there. It looks like there's another viewing platform over that way, but it looks a really nice place. He's walking backwards. So it's directly across the road from the orangutan rehabilitation place. As you come in here, there is a visitor centre which shows you a couple of videos about the place. There is signs everywhere to tell you about this place, about the bears. Just like communication, vocalisation, breeding behaviour, everything you need to know. And it was started, I think he said 2012, by this one guy who's made it his passion to look after sun bears. And from this platform you can just see a bear on the log, just doing his own little thing. Amazing. Yeah, already seen one. I've just arrived at another feeding time. Try and get through. Get closer.
So he likes the process of humans like nurture, taking care of, the touching.
So we actually heard it up to get affection from people.
Like when he was brought, 14 or 16. So year of birth was 2010.
And at like zoo, they actually have one that's like
His boy is a lot longer. And,
Also at a certain age, then they will move around.
he doesn't come up from the pen. He likes to stay in there, bring me the food, get out of my cage.
Alright, take your time. So they stay here.
The oldest one, so they are more than 10 years old. And over there, have you seen the bezel?
Yeah.
Those are the younger ones, so 6 years old. These are big boys. Yeah. Keep them separated because sometimes the big boys when we show they are strong, sometimes the young they bully the young ones. Fight. So we don't want them to fight. Separate them. It's the max size actually. Yeah, that's how big they can grow. Quite small. Usually these bears they got the second lead. Every bear has a dog. They think it's a dog. I think I need to hear it again because sometimes we get confused with the bear because there's an elephant sanctuary here as well. Where the elephant screams too. He's strong. I think I need to hear it again because sometimes we get confused with the bear because there's an elephant sanctuary here as well. Where the elephant screams too. He's strong. Climbing up a tree right now.
Just catching it climbing a tree. And that was the sun bear. Oh my god, how cute were they? Again, that was a small area. They had 2 feeding points, one of which was closed. But talking to one of the girls that work there, they don't feed them at specific times, and they go randomly round the area to feed them. So they don't rely at certain times at the same place, which gets them out and about to learn how to feed themselves, which is really, really good. Now, my original plan was to go to the orangutan for the morning, go to the sun bear for the afternoon. But it's now 20 to 1 and I've seen everything. The cost of going into the sun bear conservation site was 50 ringgit, which is more expensive than the orangutan place. And the reason for that is because the sun bears have just got a small piece of jungle land and they're trying to buy bigger parts for them to do the rehabilitation more, which costs money. So yeah, I'm going to head back to the lodge. It's about a 20-minute walk. Hopefully I'll find somewhere to eat on the way back. Get myself some food and then I need to start planning for leaving. Tomorrow I'll be leaving towards somewhere, don't know yet. I need to get a map out, I need to find out where the buses are, how often they are, etc, etc. So if you've enjoyed this video, because I know you would have, and I'm going to put a lot of photographs of the monkeys I've taken over the last couple of hours towards the end, so you can see them more close up. But if you want to subscribe, you need to subscribe because I've still got months and months and months of adventure. But until next time, bye bye for now.